middle of this with middle of this line here. So here, now go and acquire the midpoint here. Click, click, enter. Very easy. Now let's do the neutralizer with the pump. So line, mid of this, go acquire the quadrant, click, complete, enter. Okay, now this bleed storage. So line, midpoint, go and acquire this point, don't click, now click and close it. Okay, last one is this here. So line, mid of this point, go acquire this, click, click, enter, and here you go. Now how do I view everything all at once? Remember, double click on the wheel. Here you go. Entire shape inside the window. I hope I didn't miss anything here. Everything is connected, right? You see, guys, it's really easy. Don't let it scare you. Once you used to hover, click, go acquire, don't click, find the intersection, click, and then complete. Okay, so there you have it, guys. AutoCAD allows you to snap to the grid, and the snap mode and grid display are useful in schematic drawings in which the objects are not drawn using real world sizes or distances, but often they are lined up and evenly spaced. So here we have our grid, right? These small squares, and the intersection of these can be our snap points. First of all, you have to have the grid on and the snap on, grid snap on. Okay, now if I draw a line, look what's gonna happen now. It is jumping, okay, on the intersection points, right? So it's restricting me to select a point that is not an intersection of two lines. Okay, and these spaces can be adjusted here. Snap settings. Now this here, you have to have the grid on, you have to have the snap on, and this spacing is the snap unit. Okay, so here I have 10 snap units, and the grid spacing is grid units. Okay, so when the snap units and the grid units are the same, it will jump at the intersections. But look here, if I leave the snap unit 10 and I say grid spacing 20, enter. Okay, now I draw a line. Look what's gonna happen. This is the intersection. Now it is allowing me to snap on halfway, okay, because this is 20 units and the snap that I chose is 10 units. Let's do this again. Okay, let's go back to 10 and make these 5s. Okay, again, I want to draw a line. Okay, it's allowing me to go halfway, mid of the line plus intersection, right? You see the difference, right? So press enter and you can put it back to be the same and only use the intersection points. And here's an example when we draw, for example, this square. Here it allowed me to snap to the mid point. Let me see here. Okay, why did it allow me to snap to the midpoint here? Think about it. Okay, because here I have 10, 10, the same. 10, 10. Spacing is the same. So why did it allow me here? Okay, what kind of point is this? Isn't it a midpoint? So that's why. Okay, now look here. Can I start a line from the midpoint of this and this, or this small line here? No, but because my midpoint here is on, that's why it allowed me. Okay, otherwise the snapping is only 10 units and the spacing is 10 units, so it's only allowing me to snap to the intersection. Okay, so the normal snap time is the grid snap or rectangular snap, you can call it, but we also have polar snap. Okay, so if the snap type is set to polar snap, then it will follow the angles, okay, that are preset here. For example, if I let me select the 15, 30, 45 and draw a line. Okay, look, it is allowing me to start from a point and then snap based on, look at the angles, 15, 30, 35. Okay, I can see the other angles, but the green line, the tracking line, is what I care about. Okay, so it snaps to the guide, to the tracking green tracking line. Okay, if I go and choose, for example, the 30, so let's choose 4590. Okay, now it is, yeah, 35, if you remember, because we had it added there. Okay, here's at 45, at 35, at 0, at 90, exactly. Okay, now look, let me press enter, and if I go back to grid snapping, let me repeat this, it is going through the intersections. Okay, if I do polar snapping, then it will follow the angles. So click on line. Okay, whatever the angles, and as I said, it allowed me to snap to 35 because if you remember, we entered the 35 here. Okay, let me delete them. Okay, now it should not allow me to snap to 35. Okay, 45. So at 35 it is not showing me the green guideline. Okay, now there's one more thing, one more type, snap type, which is called isometric snap, and the grid and cursor become angled and can be used to draw 2D isometric parts. Here's an example. Here's the isometric here, this one. Turn it on. Okay, you see it's angled now. And let's have grid snap. Draw a line. Okay, you see what I mean? This is isometric. And if I turn the isometric off, okay, it will go back to normal snapping, grid snapping.